And Uma, what have been the greatest lessons you have learned along the way?
I think mentorship and sponsorship is one of the most important things if you want to accelerate your career, if you want to get to the top of corporations, if that's what you want, mentorship and sponsorship is critical. I think that one of the most important decisions that a woman will make for her career is whether or not she chooses to have a partner and who that partner is. You want to have a partner that respects your ambition and isn't threatened by it.
And with a growing skill gap, Uma, how can female executives stay relevant in the tech space?
I think in an industry where it's changing so dramatically, I think your skills need to be dynamic as well. And I like to segregate skills to what's teachable and what's not teachable. Like, can you teach sense of urgency to somebody? Probably not, right? But you need to have that in sales. So I've always focused on those, and it's kind of worked out for me. And I think the second thing I would say is to just stay curious. I mean, I love to read more books, but I also love short articles. So what I find myself doing is, like, on Facebook and LinkedIn, I read a lot of short articles to just see what's happening, you know, who's buying what company, why did they buy them, you know, who's launching the next startup, you know, there's so many startups launching today, what's happening with Bitcoin, what's someone doing around AI, and so I just like bits of information. I don't necessarily retain them all, but I think staying curious is important, and I think talking to people, like yourself and others, because tech is so wide, it's from music to manufacturing. You just have a conversation and just say, you know, tell me more about what you do when you meet somebody. I think you get so many gold nuggets.
Yes. Uma, what drives you to innovate today?
Like, I always wanted to be the first to do something, or I wanted to be someone that did some things differently, right? So, although I hated programming in university, for example, I had to study it, but I chose to put that knowledge into something that I found interesting. So, like, for my final year thesis, me and my friend, we built the first car reservation system in Malaysia. So that was exciting. And because that was exciting, I was, you know, incented to go learn how to write the code to do that. And so I try and anchor on what makes me excited, you know, what do I feel energized about?
And how can we attract more females to be interested in STEM while traditionally women are intimidated by it?
So there's a great study by MasterCard that talks to over 2,000 girls. So we know that they're making a decision of whether or not to get into STEM at the age of 15 to 16. They are well aware that it's a male-dominated industry. They might be paid less. They're likely to be paid less. And they're going to face discrimination, unconscious bias, etc. But what they all said, so more than 2,000 girls were interviewed, Singapore is one of the countries in that survey, is they need to see more role models. An everyday woman in tech, you know, someone that's an artificial intelligence specialist, someone that's just started a company on Bitcoin, leveraging Bitcoin technology. It's important so that because you can't be who you can't see, right? You and I talked about this.
Yes.
So role modeling is really critical. Other things that, you know, governments and companies can do to encourage girls to get into STEM by providing scholarships, etc. That was the other reason they said they would be more interested. And I think at the end of the day, I would just say, you know, to my story, be like, if you're curious enough, just give it a shot. You know, I went into each of my roles early and mid-career, not having done the role before. And then you figure out what you're passionate about.